You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
Hey there guys, this is Jetseekers here, and we're not... Hey, come back. No, we're not going to be taking a look at him. We're going to be taking a look at something that's very special to me. We're going to be taking a look at my Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, whatever you want to call it. You all know what it is. Yes, Sega was first attempt to really beat Nintendo. So let's just take a look at the overall aesthetic designs of the console. As you can see, most prominent here, around the cartridge connector, it's very round. Quite a bit different from the pyramid-shaped Master System or the very boxy NES at the time. This caught your attention, and what does it say there? 16-bit. At the time, 8 was all that there was. 16-bit. Wow, that's twice the processing power right there. Of course, you got the red power-on signal right there. It's not hooked up right now, but over here you got a volume control, which I never found really any use for. The reset button and the on-off switch. On the side you got what looks like a vent here. It must be for that blast processing. It's got so much processing in there, it needs to vent some energy. Yes, on the side, right here you got... I'm sorry, wrong side. Oops. On this side where it looks like there's nothing, pull it off, and there is... It seems to be. It looks like the Genesis is now a cartridge. Yeah, but that's a connection, to attach it to Sega's add-on parts, which I may never get. But I'm just gonna plop that back on, and ooh, troubleshooting. Genesis system console, made in Japan. Someone didn't know there. Yeah, complaints and stuff there. You can actually see inside it a little bit. But you know what, it's Genesis, so... well, that's all I have to say about the console. If only I had a TV right here, but... Aha! Perfect. But before we get on to what we can see on there, I've got something else I need to cover. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the Genesis controller. It's wired, of course. It's 1991. Everything's wired back then, but it actually feels rather nice in my hands. It's got a nice round shape rather compared to the NES boxy style. It's nice black, reflective, really nice. It's got a good feeling 8-directional D-pad. Got a start button in a much more convenient place, and 3 buttons. Man, I mean, 2 was at the most at the time, but 3? Wow. There's a whole new window of opportunities to use with that 3rd button. Yeah, but, that's all I have to say, and there was tape on the back of mine. So, we should probably browse through some games and see what we can play on here. Okay, so here are all my Genesis games. Sorry about the shaky cam. I'm trying. Okay, so starting from the left right here, we have NFL 94 football, Altered Beast, college football. No, is that 94? Oh, college football 2. Of course, Sonic 1. Menacer 6 game cartridge. Sonic 3, Sonic 2. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2. You know what? Let's just go for one that is just plain basic and fun. Altered Beast. Okay, so before we actually get to playing any Genesis games, we need to hook up the Genesis. It is basic and simple. Simply, you got your AV connector right here, composite. Simply take that in the top. It's upside down, yes. Turn it over. Yeah, just line it up correctly and slide it in. Same for power. Take your AC 12-volt power thing, adapter port, and put it in there. And so now we have it in there, and all that's really left to do is put in the controller and put in the game. And the controller plug actually makes the Genesis controller compatible with the ColecoVision, Atari 2600. What else was there? The Sega Master System, and the Commodore 64. So, yeah, if you're tired of using those old joystick and button controllers, or ColecoVision's phone controller, pick yourself up one of these and use this, which will be a lot better. And controller 1, I don't know if you can see that, controller 1 and controller 2, simply plug in. And again, before we get to actually playing any games, there's one little thing I like to do called cartridge size comparison. In this section, we're just going to simply take a look at the Sega Genesis cartridge. Yeah, I know there's a bit of plastic in there rattling about. Don't worry, it works. And compare it to other ones. So why don't we take a look at it next to the Game Boy. Well, this is a handheld, and that kind of means that this needs to be smaller. So that may be a little unfair. And just because this is the only cartridge I have of the Game Boy Advance cartridge. Again, it's a handheld, so not exactly for comparison. And we'll even get into the DS cartridges. These are modern, so that doesn't count either. So what else do I have left? How about an NES game? Man, is that smaller. But for me, this still is not the biggest cartridge out there, just by feel. But yeah, I mean, this is much smaller. This is pocket size. I mean, you could theoretically put this in your pocket, but it'd be gigantic and uncomfortable. This you can fit in your pocket. Don't have to worry about backpacks. In any case, enough with the size comparisons. Let's just get to playing some games after I get all this crap taken care of.